Merry Bowl season, everyone. I'm Brett Gibbons with thelines.com, and today we're breaking down the Rose Bowl between Utah and Penn State. Before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the Lines YouTube channel as we're here breaking down all 41 of the bowl games this postseason and rolling in a national championship time. We're getting there. It's on the doorstep. We'll be breaking that down too here, so don't forget to subscribe. But the Rose Bowl, Utah favored by 2.5 points over Penn State. This one kicks on Monday, January 2nd. It's out of its usual January 1st, New Year's Day time slot due to the NFL kind of reigning king there. Kicks at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific on ESPN. It's got an over-under of 52.5 points. Sadly, this is the last Rose Bowl as we know it. It is a college football playoff semifinal next year, and then playoff expansion happens and kind of folds it in after that. So this is kind of the last standalone Rose Bowl game after almost 100 years of this game existing. For college football traditionalists, that kind of sucks. But at least we got a good one here. Penn State last played in the Rose Bowl in 2017 in an amazing game against USC. Sam Darnold back and forth. I think 52-49 was the final score there. And Utah's making their second consecutive appearance after making it last year. And also it's their second ever. So last year is their first time ever making the Rose Bowl, and now they made it 2 years in a row. But the Utes are down All-American cornerback Clark Phillips. That is a big loss for that defense. They're also down running back Tavion Thomas and tight end Dalton Kincaid, who are both major pieces to this offense. They were injured, and it's probably smart for them not to return for these games and risk further injury. On the other side, Penn State, they're also down an All-American corner, this time Joey Porter Jr., and a top receiver, Parker Washington, who is a major cog for that. Terrific defensive player, safety Jair Brown, Juice Scruggs. They are going to play in this game despite heading to the NFL afterwards. And they also have an outstanding offensive lineman, Olu Fashanu, I believe is how you pronounce it. He's injured, and I'm not sure if he's going to play or not. He's a projected top 5 NFL draft pick, but he already said that he's announcing next season. So it'll be interesting to see if he's healthy enough to play. I believe if he's healthy enough, he absolutely will play. And he's the best offensive lineman that Penn State's got. But Tavion Thomas being out, that's tough. I don't think it's that tough for Utah, though, because they're very deep at linebacker. Jackson, the kind of star of the Pac-12 championship game, came out. He's rushed for over almost 7 yards a carry this year. He had 105-2 against USC in that title game. However, Penn State's 14th in EPA per rush on defense. So they're stingy. You can't run very well against them. And not having your top, go-to guy is a hindrance for Utah. However, they do have perfectly capable athletes of running the ball, some really fast track guys back there. On the other side, Penn State, super inefficient at running the ball again. Maybe not quite as bad as they were last year. Last year was a disaster, but they're still 100th in rushing success rate on the season. However, Utah's defense a little bit more forgiving. They're 70th in rushing success rate. So if Penn State's going to find a game to get that running game going, I believe Utah is a proper opponent for it. If this number hits 3, it's at 2.5. It's been full steam ahead in favor of Utah after opening in favor of Penn State. If this number hits +3, I'm probably going to start backing Penn State. I'm not really sure why there was such a strong move away from them. I believe it was just kind of a market correction, people thinking Utah is a better team. And, if you jumped on and you got Utah in plus numbers, you have a good number in this game. I don't believe it's going to be a blowout either way. But Penn State, they were 10-2 this season. Their only 2 losses came to playoff teams, Ohio State and Michigan. And the final score on Michigan was ugly. Don't get me wrong, 41-17 ugly, but they kept it close in the first half. And same with Ohio State. They just kind of ran out of steam, ran out of guys, ran out of dudes at the end of those games. And they played them well in the first half, both of those teams. So they're a very good football team. And I think I don't know, maybe we forgot about them or something, but 10-2 with 2 losses to Ohio State and Michigan is nothing to be ashamed of. And if you're looking at Cam Rising, he does get stumped by better, coverage defenses or more athletic defenses and in bigger games. So a few stat lines here. He had no touchdown passes, 3 interceptions against Oregon. Utah lost that game. No touchdowns, 1 interception against UCLA. Utah lost that game. And 1 touchdown, 1 interception against Florida to start the year. A game that Utah also lost. So when he gets into those big games, he can be erratic, a bit unpredictable. He looks really good against USC, of course, and super gutty performance. I mean, you can't say that Cam Rising's not a tough playmaker who's going to get you the 3rd and 8 when you need it late in the game. But again, USC's defense is really bad, and Penn State's defense is not really bad. So I don't know if he's really going to have a game-breaking performance, maybe like he did last year in the Rose Bowl against a bad Ohio State defense there, he's going up against a pretty tough thing. So if you're kind of rolling the dice on Cam Rising, I'm actually leaning maybe the other way. But again, I'm going to try to wait to see if we can get a +3 to flash. I don't know if it's going to, but if you can get +3, I think that's the number that I'm absolutely hitting on Penn State here. If you look at aggregate power ratings, I take FPI, SP+, Sagarin, a few others there to kind of get just a base idea of what these teams are like. And now it doesn't include the opt-outs, but you can kind of use your own judgment for that. Has these teams about to pick them. Actually favors Utah by 0.3. So again, if it's reaching Utah -3, I'm absolutely taking Penn State the other way, just because that's just too high of a number in my opinion here. I think you can also lean over 25.5 points for Penn State's team total as well. I don't see really they should be able to move the football against this Utah defense that's not great, especially on the ground. So hopefully they can get their running game in there. And if you want to take over 25.5 points for a team total for Penn State, I'm all about that. I think that's a pretty solid lean there. But hop on over to our Discord server where you can connect with over 4,000 sports betting fans and get live updates in our college football server. We're talking transfers, opt-outs. If any late opt-outs come from this game, could definitely happen. We've had some right before kickoff major personnel changes that we had to get in there. You'll be super informed, super up to date. We've got a great and sharp community in there. It's very active this time of year. A lot of things to be learned. A lot of things I'm learning from crowdsourced information in there that have really saved some of our bets. So it's an awesome community. Join the Discord. You're not going to want to miss it. That's all for the bowl games. That's it. Bowl season is up with the Rose Bowl, but stick with us because there's still a national championship game ahead that we're going to be doing a ton of content for. We're going to be previewing, so make sure you subscribe to the Lions YouTube channel for those previews. May even dabble in some FCS. We'll see. For national championship game previews and predictions upcoming, please subscribe. Please leave a like. But thank you so much for joining me for bowl season. It's been an absolute blast. Hope you had fun with it as well. But thanks as always for watching. I'm Brett Gibbons, and have a very merry rest of your bowl season.